The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits. What has happened, Octonation? Albert Acquisition Corp announces signing of merger agreement with SolarMax Technology Inc. This is one we talked about the other day. Ticker ALAC announced today that it is entered into an agreement with the plan of a merger by the among Alberton SolarMax Technology Inc., a Nevada corporation. The Alberton Merger Subsidiary Inc., a Nevada corporation, a wholly owned subsidiary of Alberton. The merger sub, pursuant to which, among other things, on the terms of subject to the conditions set forth therein, merging sub would merge with into SolarMax. The merger, with SolarMax continuing as the surviving corporation of the merger. So we got some merging going on. Becoming a directly whole-owned subsidiary of Alberton, with SolarMax stockholders receiving, in respect to their SolarMax shares, Alberton shares having a value of $300 million. The value of the shares of Alberton stock is the price per share equal to the price at which a share of Alberton common stock is redeemed in connection with the merger. If your mind is kind of spinning around in circles, I completely understand, because mine is too. What? It's a little bit confusing there. It sounds like we've got, a couple different, the merger sub, right? So this is almost like a merger they're kind of doing. It's kind of weird, and it's not 100% clear to me. SolarMax, however, seems like a rad place to be. So SolarMax Integrated Solar Energy Company. It was founded in 2008 to conduct business in the United States. It subsequently commenced operation in China following TOE acquisitions in 2015 through its subsidiaries. It is primarily engaged selling and installing integrated photovoltaic systems with residential and commercial customers in the United States, which is its original business. Identifying and producing solar farm systems projects for resale to third-party developers. Okay, so what do you got going on here? This company, forget all the stuff we were just talking about. That it throws a curveball, because most people are going to be like you and I, where they read it and like, I'm out. I don't even know what the heck that means. I don't trust it, right? It's kind of weird. But here's where we look to the fruit here. This company not only has their own brand of solar stuff, solar panels, they've got their own batteries, they do their own installs, they have financing, and they are white labeling these and selling them to third-party people. So you get a play where you own the whole pipe. You own the production, the sales, and related services in the People's Republic of China, providing engineering, procuring and construction services, which are referred to in the industry as EPC services for solar farms in China. So they're doing all that in China and the United States. Financing the sale of its photovoltaic systems and servicing installment sales by its customers in the United States, and providing exterior and interior light-emitting diodes, also known as LEDs, lighting sales and retrofitting services for governmental and commercial applications. What did the management have to say? Mr. Juan Wang said, Chief Executive Officer of Alberton, we are very pleased to announce the signing of our merger agreement with SolarMax and our entry into the solar and renewable energy sectors, both extremely attractive and rapidly growing market segments with great potential for many years to come. Totally agree. David Su said, the Chief Executive Officer of SolarMax, we are very excited about the future prospect of the combined entity. We believe that the merger with Alberton can help us to further our development of our business. Summary of the transaction. Maybe we'll get a little bit more light here. Under the terms of the merger agreement, SolarMax stockholders will receive consideration in the form of newly issued equity securities, having a value of $300 million. In addition, all SolarMax stock options and convertible notes will be assumed by Alberton following the consummation of the merger. The parties intend to use the cash proceeds from the trust account after the redemption by Alberton public shareholders and any financing which is completed in the connection with the merger, less the expenses, costs associated with the merger. That's all standard stuff. To develop SolarMax's business, fund its growth initiatives and working capital, including payment of short-term debt obligations. I can't wait to dive into that and see what all that includes. The closing conditions of the merger include, among others, the approval of the merger from Albertson's existing shareholders and approval from the SolarMax stockholders. The approval for NASDAQ for continuing listing post-merger, and Alberton having at least $5 million of net tangible assets either prior or upon completion of the merger, and any related financing. Upon the immediately following the consummation of the merger, the board of the directors of combined entity will consist of those individuals who are directors of SolarMax on the closing date of the merger, plus one individual to be designated by Alberton. So Alberton's going to bring one person over and put them working with them. Assuming no exercise of redemption rights by Alberton's public shareholders and prior to the issuance of any securities in the connections with any financing, and after giving effect to the conversion of outstanding rights into shares of Alberton common stock upon completion of the merger, and based on the current estimated redemption price, the shares issued, SolarMax common stock will be approximately 27,855,153 shares of common stock, which will represent about 82.77% of outstanding common stock of combined entity, with Albertson's existing shareholders will remain 17.23% ownership, which is pretty high. It's on the higher end for SPACs. Let's just say that. Some of them have been way low. That's a fair chunk of ownership interest in the combined entity. Transaction is currently expected to close April 21st. Hunter and Tobin, Fisher and Lai LLC and Augur are acting as legal counsel, where Alberton, Ellen Grossman, Schroll LLP is acting as the legal counsel. Description of the transaction combined herein is only a summary and qualified. Yeah, we know that. So, again, it's kind of confusing, but, a lot of SPAC deals are kind of confusing. That's why they exist. These companies are trying. They've got other people that are invested. They know they have to pay them back in order to get this thing rocking and rolling. They got to get approval from everybody. It's not too wonky. It's just, I don't think they worded it very well, especially for the, for this coming out. Like, come on, man. This is how they announce it. They didn't even put out a PDF for us to take a look at, an investor presentation. Where's the investor presentation? I couldn't find one. They haven't even done a SEC filing on it yet. I think they could have done a better job of presenting this. At least put a bow on it. SolarMax. So this company they're saying Nevada, but they've got big headquarters in Riverside, California, and it's big. They got a big old warehouse here. They do solar panels for commercial, residential. They have like big fields they do where people just want to farm, set up a big energy grid. Since 2008, SolarMax has emerged into the industry leader, pioneering a succession of innovations to make solar energy more accessible and affordable for California homes and businesses. Our top-rated solar panels are designed and assembled in our 165,000 square foot facility in Riverside, California. That's a big old facility. The same base of operations from which we've planned and executed more than 12,000 custom installations. Right off the bat, that just doesn't seem like a lot. That's great they've done 12,000, but outside looking in, it doesn't seem like a whole lot. The thing you should know about SolarMax is we are committed to pushing this industry forward, consistently seeking innovations to help make sure that clean, renewable energy is accessible for everyone. Yep, 2016. They are now the first California solar installer to design, engineer, and assemble our own premium brand of solar panels. Again, I really like that. And they've got videos of them making these things in-house and stuff, and it's legit. I like it. 2016, our proprietary Flex energy storage system is launched, the industry's first fully integrated energy storage solution approved by LADWP, which is Los Angeles Electricity Department, basically. So they've got an approval from them. That's good. 2018, the SMX solar panels became one of the only 4 U.S. solar panel companies in the world to earn top-tier ranking in terms of reliability. Wish they would have said by who. In addition, founders David, Spirit of the Entrepreneur Award. It's great. We provide global energy solutions. SolarMax began our expansion into Asia in 2015 following a sweeping anti-pollution program championed by the Chinese government leaders. And that's smart. We have become the largest US-based solar developer in China, providing end-to-end development solutions to the Chinese market that include design, engineering, procurement, construction, EPC services, operations and maintaining, O&M, as well as project development. SolarMax has secured the right to develop and provide ongoing maintenance and operations support for several utility-scale projects in the inland province of Guizhou. Probably saying that wrong. I like that they have the United States already, and they've already got across the pond. They're already dipping into across the pond. I'm sure that they've, it's cost them money to dip over there. I'm sure this building was not cheap whatsoever. Problems, I don't see that they're hiring anywhere. They're not hiring on their website. They're not hiring on Indeed. It's kind of funky, but I don't know. I know that solar companies right now they're aggressive for sales because there's a lot of money in them. There's a lot of money in it. Make money on the financing. Make it on some of the back, some of the front, So other things to mention, they've got 300 employees. It's quite a few. I'd rather someone have 300 employees and make billions a year than have billions of employees and only make $300 a year. $4.8 billion contract they got with Caltrans, California State, just changing the light bulbs all to LEDs. I'm sure they had to do some housing and stuff for the lighting, but a lot of lighting in California for like public lighting, they got that contract, $4.8 billion. The in-house financing thing is huge. That's where they're probably making a ton of money, because I know there's kickbacks they get from the states and countries and all that. So I'm sure they get that too. But, I don't know how they structure these, if they can like roll them into loans. I'm sure they could for mortgages, but I think most of them are just like $30 a month, $100 a month extra. But then you get free utilities, then you get free electricity, and then the electricity company will buy the energy back from you if you're overproducing. So when you sell it on the monthly payment of, sometimes you'll actually make money, sometimes you just break even, sometimes you might spend $20. People are like, do it, don't care. Big old marketing and sales department. They've got big old sales floors and all that. Developing and installing from New Jersey to Hawaii. So they've developed like custom setups for people all the way to New Jersey and in Hawaii. That's cool. Making their own solar panels in-house is massive. They don't have to depend on other people. There's companies that say that's not good to make stuff in-house, but solar panels, believe it or not, are not too complicated. They have their own battery backup system. So this battery backup system they made, y'all seen the ones we've talked about, like the Tesla that like you hang on the wall and like battery backup things. They have their own version of it, and it's sweet. It's legit. It looks good, and they're also certified by LA Power and etc. I think it's pretty neat. What do you think? I think this could be a decent play. The solar stocks have been doing very, very well, right? They just have. The solar stocks have been doing really well. Today is obviously probably one of the worst days ever to announce a SPAC, right? It's just been an overall pretty red day. So this thing just really hasn't done much. It went up to about 40 cents on the warrants, down to like 30 cents right now, but I think this could be one of those lazy runners, I like to call them, where like at first no one's listening because everyone's looking at their profile like, I'm not touching nothing today. So this kind of gets swept under the fence a little bit. Keep in mind these warrants only count for a half a share, so basically like 2x the price to get a real visual on where they should be or where they're at compared to most SPACs. Like it's saying 29 cents, let's just call it 60 cents for normal SPACs is where this is about sitting, which is still low, but keep in mind this can still go way lower. Lowest these have been though is only, they've been 4 cents. That's pretty darn low. So you can still definitely lose your money on this. You've got, the commons though that you could get sitting close to floor, right? Lowest these have been has been 964 at the very, very bottom at the start. They're up to 1065 now. They got up to almost 11 today. Might be an okay play to park in here. I know with the election thing going on, I think if Biden gets in, then I think a lot of greener plays are going to hit another rocket going up. Could get a boost from that. I would definitely like to see, a boost from the people in charge of this thing, though. We need something better than these first couple paragraphs y'all gave us. If you're trying to sell us on this company, we want to know what's the growth looking at. If you're all watching this, what's the next step? You didn't really tell us what you're doing with the money. You have big pending contracts you're trying to get. Are you guys just bleeding? You need more money? Just let us know. Be honest. That way we at least know. Also, y'all already in this one? Did you jump in right away? Did you jump in a couple days ago when I actually released the video talking about how this was hidden in their previous SEC filing, which is kind of crazy? Let me know in the comments. Any other plays y'all want me to take a look at, put them down in the comments. Please join our Patreon if you haven't. I slide you deals just like this one days before anyone else. Like, I think I did it beginning of last week or something. Regardless, it helps out the channel a lot. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing, sharing this video with your friends, y'all take care. Bye-bye. Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.